Hey y'all, what's going on? Okay, let's get into the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Real Households of New Jersey. Let's do it. Okay, so I want to start with, I'm just going to go ahead and start with this episode. I did have a love that wrote me and kind of gave me this whole triangle that's going on between the sister-in-law, the brother, and all of that. So basically, in this episode, you got Teresa's dad. He's sick. Rushed to the hospital. Um, First, I guess it's just a preliminary because I'm trying to make sure y'all can tell me whether I'm on the right page and I'm looking at this shit right. Apparently, the whole get down with the sister and the sister-in-law and the brother. To me, it seems like it's kind of like the chick Curlin said that they both want, the brother's attention. The brother's attention, and it's like some jealousy there. But with that being said, from what I got listening to them on this one, y'all, Teresa comes out to me as dishonest. It's something sneaky and underhanded about Teresa, and she's trying to act like she's not. But I'm sorry, she gives me that impression. But with that being said, that motherfucking sister-in-law got some low down gutter butt ass snake in that ass too. You know what I mean? Because it's just as simple as it sounds when both of them are talking about wish we could get together and do this and that and other. If you really wanted to do that, then you would do it. Teresa, she didn't talk to Caroline, and that was like the last episode, and said, what the issue is, and she wished she could do it. But yes, she can't keep her motherfucking mouth closed. Like, shut the fuck up. If you want to try to make it work, just shut up and stop pointing out every motherfucking thing. Every little bitty thing. It's like y'all trying to one up each other or some shit like that. Like, I don't get that. Okay. So, Caroline, it kind of starts out for me with Caroline sitting at the house, and of course, I believe it's her son or either her brother, his wife, they have a child that's autistic or whatever, and they getting, kind of like a hyperbaric chamber that they're setting up for the little boy, and it's supposed to help with autism. So she's doing everything she can do to kind of help her baby. They in there, they get that together. Old girl comes down, and Caroline starts talking, and the brother's there, Teresa's brother's there, which I'm like, what? Where did that shit come from? Why is he there? Okay, so he's there, and she says, well, I talked to Teresa, and I said this, but she lied. She didn't tell it all. And it's like, what's going on? Everybody got an opinion. The mother who's up there with the baby, she apparently is into it with Teresa. And at some point back when I watched it, they were okay. Now, my question is this, Caroline. You can't even work out the situation with your sister. Y'all not speaking. And she's saying, I don't want y'all to go through that. Am I the only one that thinks she just a motherfucking cougar and got her eye on Teresa's brother? Like, I don't know. I'm just getting that kind of vibe, and again, that's just my opinion. So she's there talking. Going over to Teresa, she finds out that, her dad is sick, has to go to the hospital, so her husband, who's been cheating on her since the beginning, is driving her and all of this, to the thing, and the mother calls and explains what happens, and she said, now I know that I heard her say that the ambulance had to take him, but later on in the show, it seems like when Teresa and the old girl was arguing, she said, the wife, the sister-in-law, that her husband had to take him. Now, y'all straighten me out on that. Maybe they were talking about somebody else, but I could have swore that mama said the ambulance had to come. Anywho, so Teresa, is talking to her. The husband said, one of these times he ain't going to make it out. I just want him to take his funny looking ass somewhere and sit down. Yes, that's the realness of it, or whatever. But maybe that wasn't the time to say it, I don't like him at all. And can somebody please tell me why Teresa's hairline is way down her? Is that a lace? Is that her hair? What the fuck is going on with her motherfucking hairline? Ooh. Anywho, So in the midst of that, somehow Teresa's trying to get together and pull a party together for her daughter, and of course she's invited the brother, brother's kids, and I don't know if she invited the brother or not, but he pretty much said he wasn't gonna be able to go. His wife said, well, I'm gonna go, and blah blah blah. He's telling her at one point, don't take no shit off of. Like, I don't understand. Like, is it really motherfucking necessary? I don't know. And I think that's why I stopped watching it, because everything was so motherfucking crucial with them. Like, if you didn't go and hurry up and say hi, you didn't stand here, if you don't do that, and I don't know if that's an Italian thing or what, honey, but every motherfucking thing is just disrespect to just, if you don't call right away, if you ain't caller number 3 and something, I can't. Anywho, so she went to the hospital. What else? Now let's move over to this other couple with the husband that got the Ferrari and the auntie's over there and got the boy driving, and she done took the car out. Like, what's wrong with her? She ain't bought shit that was in that motherfucking driveway. Nor was you gonna, probably wasn't gonna pay for it or whatever, and you done let him run out and drive this car out on the street. Y'all, that got on my last fucking nerves. With that being said, they had a scene where that wife, the mother who was fussing with the young boy, like she don't want to be the bad cop, whatever. She's in the bed talking to her husband, talking about the uncle, which is Teresa's dad, who was sick, and apparently on a reunion or something, she said that he was a coward, or she was around him. Now she feel bad. She can't be around him. She feel like she said too much. Whatever, however. Okay. Yeah, it's really not a whole bunch of shit that goes on the New Jersey hoes, but it must be leading up to something, so I'm trying to follow this damn trail to see where the hell it's going, but shit, I'm having the hardest damn time to find out exactly what point did Teresa and this broad fall out. And why did they wait so late to bring her into the storyline or whatever, the reality of it. I don't get it. Anywho. So, what else? So we at the party. The chick comes and she brings the kids, and Teresa's there and everybody's there, and some broad's there that's supposed to be Teresa's friend that's saying, well, I was at the gym and so and she didn't go. She was at the gym or whatever. However, okay, she was at the fucking gym. Ooh, these catty ass bitches and all of this motherfucking everything is just a scandal. Like, she do have children or whatever. Anywho, the whole thing that they upset about is the fact that apparently, oh girl, the daughter-in-law did not go until 4 days later. She lied to Teresa and said, no, I went so-and-so day and your brother was sick and he had to go. And Teresa's like, you wasn't there on that day because I was there. It's just like Teresa won't let this shit. She won't let this shit go. Teresa, go somewhere and sit down. You and your sister-in-law, like, y'all need to be the motherfuckers that hash it out. Now, from what I'm hearing somewhere later on into this shit, just kind of dabbling and trying to find a little dirt or whatever, apparently Teresa gonna spill the beans about the sister-in-law screwing with somebody else or whatever. However, this shit's gonna, kind of get deeper, and I don't see no end to this. So is this whole show about just Teresa and the sister-in-law? And apparently at some point, Carolyn's daughter-in-law, whichever one she is, because her and Teresa gonna have it out and this and that and other. Like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on, but it is getting on my nerves, because some of this shit that they making seem like is a big, humongous ass fucking deal is not. With that being said, Teresa, why do you always want to motherfucking do all this arguing and shit when the kids are around and all of this? And was this the right time at the party to do that? Like, and if you don't fucking like her, why are you inviting her? I don't know, y'all. This shit, we're gonna start off next week and go a little bit more in depth with it, but I'm kind of been on trying to track this shit back detail. Like, I'm trying to track the shit, Cause it's just not adding up what they arguing about. Like, y'all just don't like each other. Both of y'all jealous. She's jealous of you as a sister, and you jealous of her as a sister-in-law, and ooh, they getting on my nerves. Anywho, y'all. Let's move into the damn, what's the shit? Hit the floor. Is that it? So this shit is getting good, y'all, for me. Now here. Okay, on this episode, we already know that she knows her daddy is the coach or whatever. However, she done moved in with the boyfriend and shit. Y'all, that scandalous ass bitch who told her, y'all, she is getting on my motherfucking nerves because she's about as cutthroat a hoe as they come. But it's like visual, like, they need to get this bitch off the motherfucking team, kind of like, what? Anywho, so old girl's living with her boyfriend, complaining about his place being a mess or whatever. Then it's time for them. They doing this photo shoot or whatever, and apparently they do this calendar or whatever every year, you know. So they trying to get ready for the photos. The young girl who is around Asha, I think, is it Asha? Who is built around her and her mother, and then now her dad. She's not used to doing all that sexy. She's just really in there trying to dance. She ain't trying to get into that world and this and that and other. And her mother's trying to keep her from it, but knew that was her dream, and she got in there to be, you know, one of the girls, the devils, or whatever. So apparently the mother went to the coach's place to go and see him. Had a few little flashbacks. Here come the coach. She played like she ain't want to see him. She left. He tried to chase her down and shit, and like, you gonna talk to me about this or whatever. And turns out that the mother and the coach of the devil's cheerleaders were friends, and apparently friend slept with the coach of the basketball players, which was dating Asha's mother or whatever, and she was pregnant and she walked in on them having sex. So that shit's deep between them. Okay, meanwhile, back at the ranch, here come this honey cabbage, the one that's causing all the motherfucking drama. This bitch, she walks in, and old girl who's the coach of the cheerleaders or whatever, and she's like, saying to her, telling her some shit, and she's like, okay, so we got to do the calendar, this and that and other. I had some shit to do or whatever, what have you. Miss Honey Cabbage, this nasty ass bitch, she tells her, I'm going to let Asha do the February. Although she's always February, but she knows that Miss Asha is not used to, you know, just giving sex kittens, so she's setting her up to fail, which I knew that from the gate. Like, this bitch ain't letting shit go. She's just an ornery ass motherfucking villain. That's it. So they go to the place. She tells old girl who's the villain, the coach of the cheerleaders, tells her, well, you know, take her there. I got something to do. You know, so lets her have that. And apparently it's some motherfucking shit between them two, because apparently the coach don't like her. Now, somewhere down the road in there, it's another chick that's going to come up in this scene that used to be on the team, and apparently old girl said that she didn't need to come back, but yet she was her friend. Like, I'm telling y'all, this is a cutthroat ass bitch, and I ain't here for her in this shit. Anywho, so they get there. That's at one of the players' house, one of the crazy ass fucking players' house, or whatever, which, what's his problem? He's apparently on drugs or something, this and that and other, because at one point he's rolling up his $250,000 check that I think he wrote to the girl's house that the coach went to, and seen all the mail out there, and the door was open, and went in there and found all of these hotel room tickets. So apparently she was selling a little cook. So the coach is looking this and that and other. Meanwhile, back at the shooting shit, old girl's bombing. She's supposed to be sexy. She asked her friend how to be sexy or whatever, which I kind of like her friend. How to be sexy and what to do. The friend offered to do it as long as she taught her how to do some kind of kick or some shit like that. Meanwhile, she gets to her little... Before that, she's in front of this little heart thing, and she look a damn fool doing it. It's just a hot ass mess. And old girl knew she wasn't used to that. So old girl who's rotten as hell, she got this little Santa Claus hat, goes into old dude's house and says, get this girl out of the bathroom. Come to find out he's in there sleeping with triplets. And where do they do that at? Where would you and your sisters ever be, even where y'all was doing the same man and just could accidentally touch something? I can't use. Miss me with that. So she apparently is sweet on him too. Some kind of way I feel like she wants him a little bit or something. I don't know, y'all, the one that's rotten. Okay, anywho, old girl's trying to do her shit, trying to take her pictures and this and that and other, she can't. Now, let's ease off of that, and we got to go back to her mother, because now the coach, the daddy, Asha's daddy, then went to her house and like, listen, you gonna listen to me, this and that and other. They in there having a conversation, and it's kind of getting a little cozy, and they glancing and oozing, and she's batting eyes and curling on, and he's swinging stuff. You know, it's just kind of like setting up the scene or whatever. Now, at one point, the coach of the team, of the cheerleading team, went to Asha's mother trying to patch things up, and she was like, no, remember how cutthroat you was. Now, it's ironic that this coach is able to see with old girl who's rotten as hell. Apparently that used to be her. You know, that underhanded and do anything to get in there or whatever, you know, just whatever you got to do to be in it. Meanwhile, back at the damn ranch, let's ease back to the damn house where they taking the pictures and shit, because old girl's trying to learn how to be sexy, trying to figure some shit out. She don't want to bomb and fall, and she already told old girl, I'm leaving, which is the same one who nasty bitch had put out, and old girl had asked her, did you say something? Can you tell me the truth? And she didn't, and then finally in the end she said, I might have said it. Old girl said, thank you for telling me the truth, and walked out. But it takes a dirty bitch to ruin a bitch's career like that. Like, bitch, if you really shining like that, it's room for everybody. Why would you want to ruin her career forever and have her fixing food and this and that? Like, ugh, y'all just can't. So Asha goes in and has a conversation with the basketball dude, which apparently he got a little twinkle in his eye for her because she ain't giving a nookie up. And he tells her a little something, and now she done pulled it back together, got her game face on. She took her ass out there and got on that damn water stage, baby. Danced that routine and gave it to him, and they ended up changing the routine. Her pictures was everything, and that nasty bitch had nothing but egg on her motherfucking face. And not only did she look good in the picture, bitch, but they also changed the routine to kind of go according to what she was doing. So y'all, the shit's kind of getting deep, but I think we really get ready to kind of get into some shit, because I remember it was one episode, for those who are watching it, where I think it's the owner that was going through boxes of the devil's cheerleader uniforms. And y'all, for those that are watching it, drop that below and let me know. And it was like he was checking them for something. So is it that it's going to be some shit going on where they running some type of whole ring or whatever? Like, I don't know, y'all. Y'all tell me that, because I don't know about that. You know, so that's pretty much what went on in it this time. This one was a little bit more, boring. It had some stuff going on, but it was still, I don't know, it was just, yeah, y'all know, one of them for me. You know, the one before it, I think I liked it better. And then when old girl found out, and when she had ran out, this and that and other, and that's another thing. In this episode, she goes back home, the boyfriend cleaned the place up. Which, am I the only one to see this shit's coming? Because she looked like she kind of got googly eyes for old dude who was tooting powder with the $250 check, which I think was wrote to old girl whose apartment that the coach went to. Now, y'all correct me, because I swear I think I've seen that name on her. Tell me, you know, whether you think so or not or whatever. So, that's pretty much it, y'all. I'll be a little bit, you know, maybe it'll get a little bit more spicy or whatever as we go along or whatever. I think this was the third or fourth episode, one of them. I forget. We will continue to talk about the Jersey hoes, but any information, which I thank my love who wrote me this long breakdown of it. It's just I'm trying to understand why it's this deep between Teresa and her. So if you can shed some more light on that, by all means, share some on it. Leave it in the comment section. Do a video. If you don't want folks to see it, just do me a private video, honey. Bring me totally up to speed so that I can get into these bitches. I'm trying to get a feel for them. And please answer this question for me. Am I the only one that thinks that Caroline got her eyes on Teresa's brother? Now, I could be wrong, but that's what I think. So, leave it below. Let me know what you think or whatever. What else did I watch? Oh, Lord, yeah, I can't with these Bridezilla boot camp. It just, But I am watching the Curvy show. I'm watching that boot camp, but it irritates me so bad. It takes me to that level of what Dance Moms does. And I had to stop watching Dance Moms because that damn instructor, y'all, no, ma'am. I can't do that bitch in no way. I can't. She boils my motherfucking blood. She just boils my blood the way she does, the blatant shit she does. So, I watched a little Kirby show that came on where they got their own clothing line or whatever. I'm kind of watching that, but that bitch is making me mad because the way she talks to her mother just is too much for me. Let me know if y'all watching that shit. So I'm out of here, y'all. That's my take on the New Jersey households and the hit the floor for this week or whatever. Much love.